My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. I'll teach him everything that I know. My buddy and me, like to climb up a tree. My buddy and me, we're the best friends we could be. My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy and me.
My Buddy from Play School.
Hey guys, how you doing? My name is John. Welcome to my NEStalgiaholic show. This episode I'll be talking about and reviewing My Buddy. This came out in the 80s. Very popular toy line. I'm going to not call it a doll because it was geared for boys, although there was a counterpart called a Kid Sister that was geared for girls, and that was very popular as well. I remember the commercials growing up. I'm sure you guys remember the commercials as well if you grew up during this time frame. Let's take a closer look at My Buddy and talk a little bit about the history of it and go from there. Thanks for watching. So here's a closer look at My Buddy. Now My Buddy, he might look kind of familiar. He has a kind of a freaky looking smile and he's got freckles, button nose. Well, if you're familiar with the movie Child's Play and those series of movies with Chucky, Chucky was inspired by My Buddy. In fact, they're wearing very similar clothes. Chucky wears overalls as well. It says Good Guys instead of My Buddy. A really funny horror type movie. I recommend the series for sure. There was a counterpart, Kid Sister, as I mentioned before, and that was very popular. But this came out in 1985 by Hasbro, and they marketed and produced it up until about 1990 when Play School took it over at the line. The big difference between the Play School version of My Buddy and the Hasbro version, if you want to know the difference, I couldn't see any copyrights or anything printed on here, or any tags. But the one big difference is the clothes. The clothes on the Hasbro version you can actually take off. They're not sewn on. Where the Play School version, they're sewn on, so you can't take them off. This you can Velcro off. You actually can change clothes, which is kind of cool. And there's various versions of My Buddy. This one he's got brunette hair, brown hair, and synthetic hair. You can kind of see how they put it in there. Okay, where they also had a blonde version of My Buddy, and he also had a version where he's wearing blue overalls. He's missing shoes. I'm missing the shoes on this one, but he did come with shoes, either blue or red shoes. He also is missing a hat. He came with either red or blue hat. There's also a black version of My Buddy, an African American version of My Buddy to appeal to that demographic, which is really cool. But overall, I just have a lot of fond memories of My Buddy growing up. Between this and Cabbage Patch Kids, very popular as well during the time. Very cool, and I remember the commercials really well, where they're all playing with him in the treehouse and with those bikes that you pedal, not the bikes, but the cars that you pedal and stuff like that. Pretty funny. And it was very controversial when this came out because, they didn't think, a lot of people didn't think it was going to do well because it's a doll for boys, and obviously dolls are more for girls, but actually surprisingly it did very well for Hasbro, and good for them for producing it. So if you guys remember this, certainly let me know. If you guys owned one growing up as a kid, certainly let me know that as well. I'd be curious. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. We'll see you soon. Take care.